Hi, my name is Morgan Fiedler, and before I begin, I just want to apologize for the terrible quality. I'm now back at home, and I live in the country, so yeah, okay. So my name is Morgan Fiedler, and I will be covering a theory on intelligence today for chapter number 9, Thinking, Language, and Intelligence. The theory that I will be discussing today is emotional intelligence. That's the one that I found most interesting just because I'm going into social work, and I have a minor in psychology, so I like to see how all those things kind of fit together and explain. So emotional intelligence basically is the way that we handle and reason with emotion-based information. This theory assesses an individual's ability to understand, retain, and react to emotions within themselves and then within others. So this is typically done through 5 main components. The first one is self-awareness, and this is the capacity to recognize and understand your own actions and emotions as well as how they can affect others. Number 2 is through self-regulation, and this works with an individual's ability to be flexible and their ability to cope with conflict or change around them as it occurs. And in addition, the individual can own up to their own actions that they may have caused. Number 3 is social skills. So this is how an individual interacts with others. This includes communication, having empathy and sympathy, and then active listening skills, and different types of communication, like verbal and nonverbal. Number 4 is actually empathy. So this is actually so vital that it gets its own component. Empathy, it goes into understanding how others feel and how, if you do something, how it's going to affect them and how they're going to react because of that, and then understanding that before something happens. Number 5 is motivation. So this is more of an internal personal level where the individual is motivated by their internal needs, goals, and their hopes that they have for their futures or for themselves. So basically the idea is that while there are all these biological factors that I didn't talk about that come into play, emotional intelligence can mainly be thought to be gained through learned through socialization, as they're raised. In speculation to that, there is also a debate among psychologists that there could be a gender gap because of this. So far, all the research that I was looking into, there isn't any hard data on it, but there seems to be a trend that females have a higher emotional intelligence just because of the way that they were socialized as they were raised. Girls tend to be when books are read to them or something, they use more emotional words, and they're tend to thought more nurturing. Next is the emotional intelligence relationship to academics. So far in studies, there have been a slightly positive trend in gifted or higher excelling academic students that they'll have higher emotional intelligence scores. And then another relation that I looked into was negative behavior such as bullying, substance abuse, and violence. And then specifically violence pertaining to emotions is that the more physical aggression, and seen in that type, you'll see lower scores in emotional intelligence, but then you actually see higher scores with psychological aggression with managing your emotions. You'll actually see higher scores of that, they're better at managing that. And then finally, one of the long-term benefits that I was kind of looking into is that higher emotional intelligence scores are related to success. And this seems to be the case because an individual with a higher score also tend to possess leadership skills, they're goal-oriented, and they do well academically. So in the long run, this typically leads to success. And that's all I have for today. Thank you.